Hello, welcome to another video, and yes, that's Borderlands 2. I haven't played Borderlands 2 in a while, but it's 10 years since this game launched. 10 years ago on the Sunday, September the 18th. However, over here in England, we didn't get access to the game until the 21st, which is on Wednesday, September 2022. And 10-year anniversary, a decade of this wonderful game that did so much for so many people, just memory-wise, and it's still being played by, like, millions of people over the course of a month. It's remarkable at how strong this game has kept going, and it's just brilliant. So I wanted to just do a quick video, just looking back at some of the videos that I've uploaded over the last 10 years, and just memory lane, almost. Yeah, I do plan on playing on Wednesday. I unless other plans, get in the way, I plan on doing a longer stream on the Wednesday over on Twitch, where I play this game. It's going to be difficult going back to it, playing so much Borderlands 3 and Wonderlands, because of all the quality of life and movement and gunplay and stuff, but it should be fun, it should be fun. Anyway, to start off this horror show of a first video I ever uploaded. And yeah, I don't delete videos. This is my first video I ever uploaded. It's a live stream highlight, technically. I was playing on a 4:3 monitor, the little tiny ditty thing, and I had 0.3 upload, so the quality is awful. This was before I got a good microphone. And the first few videos are like that. I didn't get a good microphone until like a year and a half after uploading and streaming. And yeah, this is... I still stand by this joke, by the way. So this is killing Wilhelm with an Ahab, because early on, well, Gearbox have never really been great at patches, and they kind of broke Kunai. Kunai needed addressing at the time, but they did too much, and everyone was like, fix Kunai, fix Kunai. The whole nerf Kunai joke. And then they brought out a patch, and at the bottom of the patch notes, as you're reading down hoping for Kunai changes, it just says, Wilhelm can now be damaged by the Ahab, which was just really, really funny, the fact that they addressed that before addressing Kunai. So I decided to go and kill Wilhelm with an Ahab, and that's what this video is. A complete meme, and that was the first video I uploaded. Moving on to some time trial stuff. Borderlands 2 had a wonderful time trial community, and this is where these are the, if you go back to my earliest videos, you go to my channel, Sort by Oldest, it's just a bunch of live stream highlights, and you see I've upgraded my monitor by now. Not my internet, but the monitor is now 16:9. This was the first ever under sub 5 minute Master Key kill. Now obviously we've gotten faster now, but, just a cool little thing. And then on to Dragons. Dragon speedrunning was awful. Terrible raid boss. I mean, very, very awesome spectacle. Like, people loved fighting dragons, even though they were quite broken. This was the first ever sub 1 minute kill. Again, further improved. I also got the first sub 30 second, before anyone else got another sub 1 minute. That was right after. And I also have an OP8 one that's about 55 seconds-ish. Time trials in BL2 was a lot of fun, and a big reason why I'm making content. Like, that's how I started, looking at, other YouTubers and streamers doing it. That was like a big thing. And then, the thing that kind of put me on the map, almost, I'd known a glitch from when I played on Xbox to get infinite money shot. And I was playing, and when I moved to PC and I started making content, I realized, hang about, nobody ever made content on this glitch that I found. I'm probably starting a bit of a gold mine here. This is infinite money shot, and we all know how ridiculous money shot was in Borderlands 2. Well, yeah. I did a video on it. And, back when Jolt's dude only had, I say only, it was still a good amount, 3,000 subs. Long time ago. He caught wind of this video, made one, essentially the same video again, and shouted me out. And this doubled my sub count from like 60 to 120 overnight. So it's like a really big deal for me. And yeah, so that was like when I started doing more tutorial videos, and just the ridiculous brokenness of this game. Like, this game was broken. It didn't work very well, but that's why we love it, right? And then bore, or lack thereof. So there was this thing around Hyperius, how you could bore him to death, and then there was this community, not really like challenge, but or event, but Gothalion said, hey, go out, get a level 1 repeater bore kill against Hyperius, and share it. And everyone was doing this, you know, getting level 1 repeater kills on Hyperius with bore, a 0 skill, to infinitely ramp damage on overlapping hitboxes. And I thought, well, hang about, I've already done a Becca one-shot, which did very well. What if we did the same strategy, but with a level 1 repeater? Surely Salvador is strong enough to make that work. And then, so I messaged Dave, and I messaged my friend Andrew, and I was like, yo, let's do this. And we spent 8 hours trying to do it. It took the works, it just took the 8 hours, it took the works of 4 people, Dave, Andrew, myself, and Shadow Evil, who came towards the end to help us actually get the kill. And we pulled out all the stops. We did everything to the point where we needed the legendary Hunter, a class mod that nobody ever used, just to get us a tiny amount of damage because it was rubbish in the formula. But that allowed us to tip us over the edge because we got a troll kill where the health bar ended up on like 8 damage, 8 on the 8-2 on the health bar, so it was like a slither left. And getting the no-ball kill, that was fun, that was satisfying. That was very tough to do. It's very easy to chalk it up of Salvador being Salvador, but it took the 4 of us 8 hours to get this. And then on to the biggest Borderlands community event, the hunt. No good footage for this one, but this was the reward for 3rd place. It was the first hunt I took part in. 3rd place. It was just a little bit after I came back from a break from not playing Borderlands, because I was playing Destiny and Overwatch and stuff. It was 2017. Hunt, awesome community event. Obviously, it had run several times prior, but then this was like the reinvigoration with the partnership with St. Jude's and the charity, and it got much bigger with an overhauled rule set and stuff. So this was great. We got the butt selling statue, still got it. Unfortunately, it picked up some damage, but it's still here. I've still got it. And it's good to see the hunt still going into Borderlands 3 and such. What a brilliant event. And then this game is so, and this is true for other Borderlands games as well, but Borderlands 2 video. This video, I think, was 2017, so 5 years after launch, and we are still discovering new setups and metas and things to do. So this is a video on the Moloko Salvador. Now later we started using 2 Molokos, a slag one and a fire one. We didn't need the offhand grog. We used 2 Molokos, although ammo pending. Using sniper rifles in Salvador, but not in a glitchy sense, and just in a Salvador's dumb. Let's put a sniper rifle on him because sniper rifles are strong, and it worked out really, really well. And we had this E-Tech sniper rifle, previously seen as irrelevant, actually be a meta playstyle and get world records. Sudden Death Mode is the person who put this setup together and got world records, time trial world records. Time trials were really big in Borderlands. Most of the big creators did it. You know, Baru did it, Jolts did it. It was quite a big thing, and this was another just big part of that, and just accelerated runs further. Yeah, Moloko Salvador was a lot of fun, and I would still play it. Like, that is fun. And then, already at 2019, ooh, the Hunt 2019. So there was a 2018 one in there as well, haven't included it. This is the 2019 Hunt, and this one is special to me, because I won it. We won it. Going into 2019, I wasn't really playing Borderlands that much. I did a stream on Christmas the year prior, and then I was dark. I wasn't just dark in Borderlands, I had gone dark. Barely anything, nothing on YouTube, nothing on Twitch, and very little on Twitter. I was playing Monster Hunter. And I was telling myself, after what happened the previous year, 36-hour Legendary Titan, I wasn't going to do the hunt. I was done. Nope. And I was convinced of that. Until 1 week before this hunt started. And the moment I woke up the Monday morning, the week before the hunt started, the following Monday, it was like a light switch. I'm doing the hunt. So I theory crafted a route. I practiced the route all the way through. I practiced a route. I basically just ran a hunt the previous week. It's like, right, cool. Didn't do all the farming, but just kind of like gearing, setups I would use. If I got a lucky item, I wouldn't use it to make it a bit harder for myself in the practice run. And then came around the following week, and we smashed it. We got it. There at 2 o'clock in the morning, giving my very silent yeses, just to try not wake people up. It was very close. It was down to the wire. Both of us, both the final challenges for the win, were on the final items. It was tense and scary. I got stuck on the bouncing Bonnie for ages, 9 hours, but we finally got that, and then Fremi for the win. And then later that year, of course that year we and this is when I started like the full-time streaming as well, we had no idea Borderlands 3 was going to exist. Well, 2 months later we did. And came OP10, and one of the best raid bosses we've gotten, Hatterax. And this is a video where I kill Hatterax in one phase on every single character. And this video got boosted by YouTube's algorithm quite a lot. It hit 100k views quite quickly. It didn't go anywhere from there, but we got some wonderful copy pastas, like this gem, which we still meme to this day. This is a real comment. Good old B conference call. The conference call was totally nerfed, which was a bit of one of those misunderstandings, misinformations that just live throughout this entire game's life cycle. You still see it. Oh, when the conference call nerfed. No, the conference call has never changed. The conference call is still an S tier weapon in Borderlands 2. It used to be that it changed. Conference call is still one of the best users of the B shield as well, as evident. Yeah, the OP10 patch, it did a lot of things wrong. And a lot of people often try and omit it from Borderlands 2. It's like, oh yeah, that did too many bad things. We just pretend that didn't exist. Borderlands 2's perfect state is OP8. But honestly, the content of this was fine. But moving on to some things that did wrong, yeah, so there was this bug in UVHM where Hyperius and Voracidous got double health. Now this, Grit Chains, that was always a classic thing to go for in Borderlands 2. Try and get the highest grit chain. I remember a 26 one. A 26 grit chain against Voracidous, run by Mr. Rue. That one blew up, but in this video, I got a 70. I think it was a 70. It was a 70 or something. Ding 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 dong ding 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 dong 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 ding ding. Grit was very satisfying when it procced. And yeah, this is just some fun antagonist shenanigans. Hyperius stayed fun because he was still the lowest health raid boss out of the lot, outside of Hatterax's with mechanics. Hyperius stayed fun, but one fight that didn't stay fun for a lot of people: Vorak. OP10 Vorak. OP10 Vorak has to be one of the most difficult encounters in any video game. Because of this doubled health, Vorak already had a good chunk of it, and Vorak had very little margin for error. Like, it could just end you. It was Vorak was built to be unfair, built to counter the players, and that's a true story. When they first designed and released Vorak in 2013, the whole goal was to beat the players. Players won, obviously, we always do, but there was a lot of inbuilt counters, like we use the B shield, so it does these periodic 1 damage novas to get rid of it. It's very, very aggressive, gets in your face, hard to survive against, very fast, hard to hit crit spots, so you couldn't really crit swap it as easily, and it's got very high dot and stasis effect resistance. Vorak would even counter a lot of Borderlands 3 setups. because of the dot resistance, and dots wouldn't last very long. If you used an Unleash the Dragon on Voracidous, it would probably tank it. I love this fight, though. I think most games should have this ridiculous goal. It works in Borderlands 2, because Borderlands 2 had so many raid bosses. You had, like, 10. So having one that's just unfair and brutal and be that ultimate challenge, if you're up for it, I think is okay. Because if you don't like that, which a lot of people don't, you still got 9 others. If you've only got 2, though, and one of them's brutal and unfair and built to be that final optional challenge, then if you don't like that, you've only got 1 left, and that kind of sucks. So I think Borderlands 2 got away with it. And there's this whole quality versus quantity. This is one instance where quantity wins, because with quantity, you can have some of those more outlandish fights, like Vorak. This is a 20-minute run, and I love it. It's so formulaic as a Vorak fight, and you can do so much gameplay-wise to put it in your favor, like keeping distance and stuff. I think Vorak was a brilliantly designed boss. Brutal, unfair, but well-designed. And then, yeah, that brings us on to the final few videos that I uploaded on Borderlands 2. Just some fun stuff. OP10, it was tough. OP10 was really, really tough, but you could do some fun setups. For example, Melee Krieg. How could I do a 10-year nostalgia trip video on Borderlands 2 without mentioning Melee Krieg? Which, again, to this day, I still see people mention how Melee didn't scale in OP levels, or Melee was bugged and it had to be fixed with the OP10 patch or whatever. No, OP levels have been a thing for 9 years now. Melee was never broken or not scaling, no. Melee's been fine this entire time. Like, weeks after OP levels launched, Spunky already came out with a Krieg build, and Gathalion had 0 covered. The trick was increasing your health, get health boosters, that way you could tank your own hits. And the same persisted into OP10. I've got 10 million health here, because BL2 numbers are ridiculous at 13% a level and 90 levels of gear. Lots of fun there. And there was a gauge one as well, where I just put on a huge capacity antagonist or blockade, and just ran around with a twister, point-blanking enemies with blood-soaked shields. Brilliant setup. If you still play Borderlands 2, I highly recommend it. Farm a good capacity, antagonist or blockade, get a twister. You can farm a twister on average every 3 hours. My hunt strat, I was able to get an Omdom solo every hour with a 1 in 3 drop rate, so it was quite consistent. Get yourself a nice twister and just run around point blanking enemies. Lots of fun. And yeah, that's 10 years of Borderlands 2. I'd love to hear your favorite memories. Mine's winning the hunt, obviously, but there's some great early ones, like some of my co-op speed kills. Just having lots of fun with this game. It was brilliant. Anyway, here's to many more years of Borderlands. Obviously, they've got the movie, they're expanding it, they're doing spin-offs, they got new tales in the Borderlands, which I still think is a stupid name. There's Borderlands 4 on its way, that's already clear as day that's happening. Really hope they'll continue this series again, because Borderlands 1, fantastic. Borderlands 2, fantastic. Pre-sequel, fantastic. Okay, it missed the mark on a few things, but that game was still fantastic. Borderlands 3, brilliant. Fantastic again. Wonderlands, I know it gets a lot of slack on YouTube, and I hate that it does, because Wonderlands is a brilliantly made game. Smaller, which was a given before it launched, but still brilliant. So I don't think they can miss the mark with 4, it just depends on how close they get it. But with that, thank you for watching. Thank you for watching for the last 10 years. I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Bye-bye.